and welcome to OEN 101. The purpose of this session is to orient you to the fundamental tools and community support available to you as a member of our community so that you have an understanding of how to best plug in. My name is Barb, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement here at the Open Education Network. We'll begin with an overview of who we are as a community and how you can connect directly with your fellow members before moving on to tools that our members have access to, and we'll end with how you can keep tabs on our community moving forward. So you're aware this information is also noted in our onboarding course, which can be found at z.umn.edu/OEN onboarding. So who are we as a community? Beginning with OEN staff, you can think of our team not only as a resource if you need us, but also as your biggest fans cheering you and your open education initiatives on from the sidelines. I'll point out some faces that you'll be seeing this here. Or whose names you might have seen in your inbox. We have our Executive Director, Dave, in the top left corner. Tanya and Jamie collaborate closely on our certificate programs as well as our open educational practices initiatives. As our digital content strategist, Tonya highlights the work of our members on the website, blog, and social media, and she's always open to ideas for blog posts and our community connections feature on the website. So if you ever have ideas for that, we're always all ears. Karen is our go-to person for all things publishing, and her, Cha Yang, and Jamie also collaborate on the Open Textbook Library, or the OTL as we call it. Andy is the one behind the scenes working on the OTL and the data dashboard. Lorraine is in charge of membership contracting and collaborates with Barry on invoicing. So for logistics of your membership, Lorraine is your go-to person. And in terms of my role, I am kind of like the OEN's ears. So I'm here to listen to your needs and ideas and bring that back to our team so that we can respond with programs and resources to address them. And as such, please always feel free to email me with any questions, feedback, or ideas, as I truly welcome your input. My email is thee0017@umn.edu. And most importantly, our community is made up of you all. So as you can see here on the map, we're a global community of over 300 member institutions, consortia, and systems that represent over 1,800 campuses around the world. So if you'd like to have a deeper dive into who your fellow members are or who may be located near you, you can check out the interactive map and member list on our website. And with such a broad community of open education practitioners, it means that no matter what type of institution you're at or stage in open education programming or challenges you might be facing, there are definitely others in the OEN who share those identities and challenges or have maybe experienced or are moving through them as well. So you're not alone. You've got a great network to tap into as a source of shared knowledge and support in your work. So we're here for you. Every 2 years, we conduct a community scan survey to check in with members on the ways in which we can best serve you. And as a part of our last 2025 community scan, we asked our members to describe our community. And the word cloud you see on the right was created with those responses. So you can see in your own words, our members described us as supportive, helpful, and welcome. They also used words like active, warm, collaborate, knowledgeable, and friendly to describe our community. And this really is representative of our culture in my experience and of what our members bring to one another. So we hope that you feel the same sense of belonging and support as a part of the OEN, and also know that you are a key part of our community, and we hope that each of you feel empowered to share the strengths and experience that you bring to the table as well. All right, so that was kind of a little taste of getting to know who we all are. So next up, we'll cover ways for you to connect with other people within our community. And facilitating these connections in the spirit of sharing, support, and collaboration is really the most important thing that we do. We offer 4 main channels whose primary purpose is connecting those with similar interests and goals: the Colleague Connector program, the NICE Forum, which is a self-named group that stands for Nourishing, Interconsortial, Collaborative Excellence, our Open Pedagogy Community of Practice and Learning Circles, and the Publishing Co-op. So beginning with Colleague Connector, if you've ever wished you had a personal sounding board or colleague with whom you could brainstorm all things open education, the Colleague Connector program might be a great fit for you. How it works is that you complete a simple application to participate, and you're then paired with one or two other people within our community, education practitioners, to expand your network, share ideas and resources, and support and hopefully inspire one another over the course of the academic year. The partnership runs from September through May. We have one full group meeting to kick off the experience together, and then partners are encouraged to meet regularly and send monthly conversation prompts to help inspire discussion. There's also a mid-program virtual gathering in December and a final group celebration in May to conclude the experience, and applications typically open in July, so keep your eyes peeled for that in the Google group. Next up, the NICE Forum is a space for members who are consortium or system leaders to come together to share best practices for scaling open education initiatives across their membership. The group decides on an annual basis when to meet. Currently, it is the second Wednesday of every month from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time. And we get together to discuss a particular topic that was chosen by the NICE Forum members themselves. The format is super informal. It's just drop in, and 2 to 3 members share their experience on a particular topic, followed by a larger group discussion. And if you're interested in joining the NICE Forum, you can send me an email and I will add you to the contact list. When it comes to open pedagogy, we offer an informal monthly community of practice drop-in session that centers around a different topic each month to crowdsource techniques, tools, and resources, and just to get to know others in the community who are also interested in either learning more about or practicing open pedagogy. The link to these sessions can be found on the Community Hub events calendar, which I'll show you in a bit. And we also run more formal open pedagogy learning circles each spring and fall semester. So while the community of practice is more drop-in, this program is a collaborative space to learn that consists of 7 synchronous sessions each semester. And you can sign up on the interest form at z.umn.edu/open learning circle interest to be emailed about when the next round of learning circles is going to open up. We usually run them each spring and each fall semester. And there's another recording available on this YouTube playlist that goes into further detail on open pedagogy support and resources available to you. And when it comes to open publishing, joining the publishing cooperative is a way to connect directly with other colleagues interested in publishing open textbooks. Those who complete our Pub 101 program and want to continue to learn more about publishing alongside fellow members are invited to join the publishing co-op. And there is also a recording available on this YouTube playlist that goes into further detail on open publishing support and resources available, including what that Pub 101 is. And now it is time to switch gears and talk tools available to support your work. Our first tool, the Community Hub, is a collection of community-created, openly licensed resources to help support you in building a foundation for your open ed initiatives. And this includes all of the slides and support materials for leading workshops to engage faculty on your campus with OER adoption, open pedagogy, and open publishing. We've got those for you to contextualize and localize to your campus community. It also houses an abundance of resources to support you with publishing open textbooks in general, and it's a place where we post OEN news, blog posts, other important membership updates, as well as upcoming community events. This is a resource that you can add an unlimited number of people to access, but note that it's most relevant to those supporting faculty with open ed work, and I'll show you how to add folks in a minute. Those that do have access to the Community Hub can log in via the OEN website, as you can see here, by just clicking that login. If you've already got access, you might want to log in now as we are about to walk through some of the features together. And if you don't have access, email us and I can add you and any of your colleagues to the Hub. And here is what you see when you are logged in. Beginning with the resources tab on the left-hand side, you can see that there are a number of different themed resource sections. And if you click on a section, it accordions down with a list of related materials to support your work. So this is where you can find those materials for the OEN faculty workshops that I mentioned. They are under the OER adoption, open pedagogy, and publishing tabs, along with other resources. And know that you're free to share anything you find on the Community Hub more broadly with your colleagues on campus, or as they're openly licensed, you can also modify or customize the materials to fit your needs. And then on the right-hand side of the hub, there's a list of open textbook library data points, and these numbers can be helpful to share with faculty at your institution to introduce them to the OTL as a resource for finding open textbooks. And clicking on the purple button allows you to submit an open textbook to the OTL, Open Textbook Library. And given that it fits our criteria for inclusion, we'll add it. And we really do appreciate your help in expanding our continually growing collection. Below, by clicking on the teal button, you're able to add details about any open textbooks that you or your faculty are in the process of developing, which will then show up on the OTL page under the Coming Soon section. So not only is this great PR for your open textbook authors, but it's also helpful to those who might be searching the collection and not finding quite what they're looking for, as they can then see the content that'll be available to them in the near future. Moving over to the Events tab, this is where you can view the details and registration information for events hosted by the OEN or by our community members that are shared in the Google group. If you're looking for upcoming professional development opportunities, this is a great place to start. And if you're hosting an event and would like to invite the community, you can do so by clicking the purple button on the right to submit those details, and we'll add it to the calendar. We offer a number of recurring virtual events, all of which are listed on the calendar monthly. To highlight a couple here, every first Monday of the month, we host Publishing Tea Time, which is an opportunity to chat about a specific publishing topic with time set aside to talk tea and sympathy with other colleagues moving through the publishing process. As mentioned, we also host that monthly, very informal space to discuss open pedagogy in the community of practice. And we also host September through May, usually, monthly community conversations, which are theme sessions where a panel of members shares about a more general kind of hot open ed topic, followed by a space to connect with other members in small group discussions. And finally, OEN Engage is our annual week-long community gathering that takes place in July. So we'd really love to have you join us for any or all of these. Tool number 2 is a personal favorite, the Google Group Community of Practice. Our Google Group is an active, welcoming space for you to connect with other members directly, whether that's asking questions to crowdsource answers, to find solutions to challenges you're facing. I also encourage folks to share their successes in the Google group, as there's a lot we can learn from those as well, and it can bring others a much needed celebratory boost or some inspiration for their open ed work. And it's also a really great place to promote opportunities like events or conferences that you're hosting that are open to the broader community, or publicize any OER that your faculty have published. And it's also the place where our staff shares out information on OEN programs, professional development opportunities, events, and other updates. So really, it is the OEN community in your email inbox. If there are any users of the Google group, or any of you who are not necessarily sure if you have access or how to add folks, that is kind of, we use the term OEN delegates to refer to those that are part of the group. So to maintain the focus of our community of practice, members are allowed to select a number of what we call delegates who have direct access to the Google group and act as liaisons between the OEN and their local campus community. So institutional members are allowed up to 4 delegates, and consortium systems can add up to 9 delegates. So that said, who's usually chosen for this role? They're usually those who work with faculty on open ed initiatives like librarians or instructional designers, or are often members of an open education committee. But that is flexible depending on your institution's needs. We hope that your delegates feel welcome sharing and engaging with our community members in the Google Group space, and we encourage you to keep the group top of mind as a place for you to tap into the knowledge, experience, and generosity of our community, and really all questions are welcome. So if you have any updates or wondering who your delegates may be, feel free to email me and we will get that sorted out. Our third tool is the data dashboard, which is to help you collect and organize data on your open education initiatives, follow up with faculty regarding OER reviews, adoptions, and enrollment information, to pull data from your dashboard for reporting and advocacy needs, and to track your program impact, including student savings. For data security and integrity purposes, we limit dashboard access to 1 to 2 administrators per institution, and typically that's your main OEN contact. For those institutions that may have questions about who your dashboard administrator is, or if you'd like to make any changes, again, feel free to contact our team. In terms of getting there to log into your dashboard, data dashboard administrators will see an additional tab on their community hub. From there, they can add people to the community hub itself, access the dashboard, and view information on how to use it. For those of you who may be admins, I welcome you to open your dashboard to explore and click around with me as we move through the next couple of slides. So you can simply click the link to your data dashboard to enter the platform if you have that available to you. And this is an example of what it looks like. So I'll have a couple slides with screenshots so that you get an idea of how it might serve your data collection needs. So here we have an example of a program page. You can create programs or groups of people like this that engage with your open ed initiatives, whether that be via faculty workshops that you host, grant cohorts, or simply groups of faculty that you interface with over the course of the year. You are able to add participants to each group and record group or program details to keep all of that information organized in one place. In addition to tracking groups and participants, the dashboard also allows you to follow up with faculty directly by creating and sending email campaigns that we refer to as activity requests. There are 2 types that you can send to faculty, the first being an invite to review a textbook in the open textbook library. That generates a unique link for them to do so. This is the follow-up method to our Introduction to OER Adoption faculty workshop that allows them to gain that firsthand experience with an open textbook and really kind of see the integrity of the materials and envision what it might look like in their course. You can check out the Train the Trainer videos on the Community Hub or attend the live Train the Trainer sessions at our annual OEN Engage event to learn more about those workshops. But you can also just send reviews to faculty in conjunction with whatever workflows that might make the most sense with. The second kind of activity request that you can send is an adoption and enrollment update, and this version generates a link that faculty can click to submit details on OER that they've adopted, along with enrollment numbers and also replace textbook costs. So integrating this kind of request into your workflow can be a great way to stay on top of this information while having a regular touch point with faculty on your campus. And what you can see on the screen here is the form that you walk through to create these requests. And I really can attest to the fact, as someone who doesn't love learning new platforms myself, that it's very user-friendly, easy to learn. And then once you've sent these out, you can track the faculty who have completed or clicked these links and done what you've asked them to for any follow-up stipends or whatever that may be. In terms of tracking details on specific program or group participants, each faculty member that you add to your dashboard has a user profile where you can record details about your interactions with them. So it's kind of a snapshot of how they've engaged with your open ed initiatives, tracking with which programs they've taken part in, or any requests you've sent them, OER adoptions, or open textbook reviews that they've completed. And while that was a very quick overview of some of the ways in which the data dashboard can support your data collection needs, we offer more thorough training that you can move through at your own pace on our data dashboard documentation site. You can see the Z link here that will lead you there. It's also listed on the Community Hub under Program Building Blocks tab. Or if synchronous learning is more your style, my colleague Jamie leads monthly training sessions where she walks you through the dashboard functionality and you can ask questions along the way. All upcoming training sessions are listed on the Community Hub events calendar. And last but certainly not least is the Manifold platform, which is a tool for creating and publishing OER. You can also curate collections of OER using the platform. And OEN members can designate one Manifold project creator who then serves as administrator to the platform. They can create projects and add roles like editor and reader to your institution's designated Manifold space. And they're also the ones responsible for the content created in your collection. So if you're curious about that, you'll want to refer to our Manifold Community Guidelines that can be found under the Publishing tab of the Community Hub. We've got a screenshot here of what that looks like, and under these guidelines, you can learn more about the full details of this member benefit, as well as instructions on how to request access to the platform and frequently asked questions section. And that is a wrap on our tools. So next up is how to stay connected to our community moving forward. And when it comes to staying connected, the Google group really is probably your number one space for engaging directly with fellow members and receiving updates from the OEN team, other than, of course, attending monthly events. So I encourage you to keep tabs on the Community Hub calendar and join us for any events that you see that may pique your interest. We are also here to help you with any questions you might have on the information covered in this video. You can feel free to email me or any of our staff members or open@umn.edu with questions. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and Mastodon. And I just want to say thank you so very much for taking in all of this information. We've got a ton of resources to support you. We're so glad to have you as a part of our community, and we really look forward to connecting with you in the future.